This is Main One.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are just about to begin. And even as we wait, our chief guest is just near the building. So I wanted to just have us lift a little bit of how things are going to flow. As soon as the chief guest arrives in the room, I will ask us to be upstanding, and we will have the national anthem for our host country, Ghana. Then after that, the opening ceremony will begin. At this point, I would like everyone to remain in the room, and all those who are outside, I would like you to come into the room. But even as we wait, I would like to tell you something small about our sponsors. Kindly have the sponsors displayed. Thank you. This meeting is sponsored by ICANN, who is our platinum partner. ICANN's mission is to help ensure a stable, secure, and unified global internet. To reach another person on the internet, you need to type an address and a name or a number into a computer or another device. That address must be unique, so computers know where to find each other. Now, ICANN comes in to help coordinate and support these unique identifiers across the world. ICANN was formed in 1998 as a not-for-profit public benefit corporation with a community of participants from all over the world. They are outside exhibiting. Make sure you interact with them. Ghana.com is also our platinum partner. Ghana.com is a leading Ghanaian technology company born from the pioneering legacy of network computer systems, NCS. Since its incorporation in 2007, GDC has delivered cutting-edge IT solutions using open internet standards, serving both enterprises and individuals. With a team of skilled, forward-thinking professionals, GDC provides services such as domain and email hosting, blockchain solutions, e-commerce platforms, mobile and web application, system integration, cybersecurity, IT consultancy. Operating from a secure and modern facility in Accra, GDC combines innovation, client collaboration, and continuity to help clients thrive in a competitive landscape. They are exhibiting outside, make sure with them. Another platinum partner is the National Communications Authority, NCA. The NCA regulates the country's communication industry. NCA Act is licensed. Spectrum management and compliance to promote a fair, competitive, and innovating telecom and digital services environment. The NCA also protects consumer rights and supports the national development and digital inclusion. They are in the house. Our gold sponsor, the Internet Society Africa region. ISOC engages in a wide array of activities, including policy, governance, technology, and development. ISOC has consistently supported the AF Stars in capacity building initiative since the early 1990s. From 1993 to 2001, a number of professionals have been trained in design, operation, maintenance, and management of networks, and you will find them outside ISOC together with ISOC Foundation. Another gold partner is the Number Resource Organization. Now, the Number Resource Organization was established in 2003, serves as a coordinating body for the world's regional internet registries, which is responsible for managing the distribution of internet number resources such as IP addresses and ASN within their respective region. They will be joining us, most of them will be joining us online, but you will interact with their activities. You will interact with their activities as we online. We go into our connectivity sponsor. We are privileged to be sponsored by 3 connectivity. Main one is our Main One solution by Equinox is West Africa's leading connectivity and managed service provider, delivering innovative services that empower the digital transformation of West Africa and beyond. They're exhibiting outside, and you are enjoying great connectivity during this event, courtesy of Main One. Main One have also partnered with C-Square as a supporting connectivity partner for our event today. C-Square is a Pan-African technology company committed to a digitally connected Africa by making an impactful investment to open access broadband enabling infrastructure. C-Square provides wholesale broadband infrastructure and enables mobile network operators, internet service providers, and global telecommunication operators to deliver high-quality broadband access to businesses, customers, and on the continent and beyond. They are exhibiting outside. Make sure you interact with them. The third internet service provider and our connectivity partner is Afriband Telecommunication Network. It is also a leading provider of managed IP network solutions in West Africa. Evolving from its roots as an internet service provider, Afriband now delivers fully managed ICT services, specializing in fiber optics, microwave connectivity. Driven by innovation and customer-first approach, Afriband connects businesses, households, helping bridge the digital divide across the sub-Saharan Africa. Other sponsors include Wakren, Network the World, Garnet, Registry Africa, Exchange Limited, iServices Systems. I will tell you more as we go along about. I'd like us to please clap for our sponsors who've made this possible for us. Thank you. Okay, so you will have to give me time to go find our minister so that we can be able to start the opening ceremony. Is that okay by you? Yes, thank you. Hi. I am still having some echo. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon again. Why aren't you all smiling at me and you've all had lunch? Anyway, so there has been change in our agenda. In as much as we were waiting for the minister, something came up that holds him wherever he is, and he will be joining us later in the day. So I would like us to go ahead and start with the program. We are privileged to have the Director General of the NCA here with us. And I think we will be good to start with the first part before we have the address by our Honorable Minister. So at this point, I would like to welcome Professor Nee to come give his welcome speech and also welcome the DG for an address. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me just make sure that we're in the right place. Afno. Afrinic. They're getting together. I like that. It's much better. Let's give them a hand. Yeah, I'd like to thank the organizers. I'll go a little bit fast if you allow me for such a great job. I think you agree it's been a great job so far. Yeah? You're quiet. Let's have the organizers, if they are here, stand up so that we can appreciate them. So those part of any of the committees, organizing committees, and so on, please, please, let's see you, let's see you. It's not as simple as it seems. Please, please, please. You know, thank you very much. It's so difficult sometimes to get things right. So when people do, some of us would like to say so. In particular, please let's give a standing ovation to Madam Nancy Doche and Alain Aina for superb organization and a rich 5-day program content. So please, let's support them. This is good. This is good. You bring a different meaning, volunteering. Both are CEOs of companies, Ghana.com, Nancy, Intelligence, effectively. They are not paid. That's the spirit of AFNOG. Give me again. AFNOG. AFRINIC. Making progress. Now, I happen to be the convener of something called AF Star. The AF Star refers to the Internet Technical Institutions in Africa, and they share common practices of open, bottom-up, multi-stakeholder approach to decision-making. They support each other and coordinate their work. They include the familiar organizations AFNOG, AFRINIC, AFTLD, AfricaCert, African REN, AFREN, North Africa, AF Registrar. And we meet in the open with ISOC, ICANN, and African Union Commission. So that's how we are set up. We meet with these as observers. If any of these organizations are here, please stand up so that we get to know you and we clap for you. So these organizations I mentioned, AFRINIC folks are here. AFRINIC, please stand. All of this. Is AfricaCert here? South Africa, please stand. Let's get it over. Okay. So then we move on. Now I'd like to welcome and thank all of you for joining us to have another successful AIS. AIS was established in 2012, and AIS survived the COVID-19, but we used to have 2 weeks physical meeting and continued despite the challenges with AFRINIC. And AFRINIC was AIS co-organizer from the beginning through the last event in South Africa 2023 and Mauritius in 2024, and now in Ghana. The theme for this AIS shall make us reflect on the resilience of our ecosystem 30 years after, and how it can evolve during this tumultuous period of confrontation and technological warfare, where the future is unfolding right in front of us. Where are we? Are we ready for an innovative digital Africa capable of taking its place in a sustainable way? A new digital divide is emerging before us, which, unlike the previous ones, will be devastating. The past should inform us, and we must learn from our mistakes. We may not have devoted enough resources in keeping what we built, and trying to close a gap of universal and meaningful connectivity, and may not have developed the required poles of excellence. New strategic thinking and partnering is needed. Expect AIS to resume full mode, as there are many issues for this community to address. Thanks to the community, local and global partners for supporting the African internet ecosystem during all the challenging times. If the newly elected board of directors of AFRINIC are here, please stand up so the members of your community will get to know you. So please, if there are some here, please, very important for us, very, very important for us, very, very important. Thank you. You will need support, work. Please let us know how we can support you best. We congratulate and welcome the new AFRINIC board members. We wish them well in the restoration mission that they have. Ghana is a natural home of AFRINIC. It was conceived, born here, and may be re-energized from here. As the founding chair of AFRINIC, I observe that there's nothing wrong with the institution nor the host country. Please don't break it again. Not on your watch. Maybe somebody else will, but not on your watch, because you are a restoration mission. If AFRINIC staff are here, please stand so we can thank you for playing your role well. Please, let's clap for them. Thank you. Thank you. We thank the government, the National Communication Authority, for allowing and supporting AIS in Ghana this year, while the country celebrates the 30th anniversary of Internet. I wish you a festive and successful African Internet Summit 2020. AFNOG, Afrinic, en avant. So with that, I would like to introduce the Director General of National Communication Authority to say a few words or make his presentation. I know he has to, because of the scheduling difficulty we have, he has to continue, but then the minister will join us. So Edmond Fianco, please, you are welcome.
AFNOG, Afrinic. It's a very nice chant. Yeah, so the minister will be here. I think there's a lot happening, and we'll be moving things around. So we apologize for how the things happening around us is disrupting your event. But there's breaking transmission here and there. It's bestie traffic. So thank you, Chairman, and esteemed colleagues, distinguished guests, media partners, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the management and staff of the National Communications Authority of Ghana, I welcome all the delegates and participants of the Africa Internet Summit 2025. For those of you from outside Ghana, I will want to borrow the latest word all of us in Ghana are grappling with to welcome people. Oh, Bake. Before the NCA was established in 1996, the likes of Professor Nina Akufo-Addo had already introduced the internet to Ghana. And I think he deserves a round of applause. Yeah, so the industry was ahead of the regulator, and my predecessors had to play catch-up in establishing the policies and regulatory environment for the service. Growth was slow, costs were high, and the early players had to do a lot of heavy lifting to get things moving. Ghana Telecom, the incumbent operator at the time, in a number of ways, posed challenges to the growth of the internet service providers at the inception. Unbundling the local loop and liberalizing the undersea fiber optic cable market changed a lot. Prices began to drop, and it enabled the expansion of access. Mobile network operators leveraged on GPRS Edge and 3G technology at the time to create ubiquitous access to the internet for the mass market. We have continued with future evolutions of mobile technology. 4G is widely available, and we are hoping to have 5G services available soon from the wholesale licensee. The people in Ghana know what we are grappling with. We currently have a mobile data penetration of 82.22%, even though voice penetration exceeds 100. The traditional internet service providers have focused on the enterprise market, and a number of them have been effective in supporting most of our industries and the services sector. We have a challenge with fixed services. Fixed network penetration is fixed internet penetration is 0.53%, and we hope to work with the industry to drive growth in this sector, especially fiber to the X, to the home, to the curb, to the office. Since last year, the NCA has been focused on ensuring resilience of our national internet connectivity, following the disruption of internet service to the whole country on 14th March 2024, when there was a cut of all the undersea cables connecting Ghana. And that is how I spent my birthday last year. The NCA issued directives after the repair of the cables to enhance resilience of our national internet connectivity. One, we required all submarine cable operators to submit their backup plan and redundancy plans to ensure business continuity, and seamless connectivity to data services should their cables get cut or develop a major fault. Number two, all mobile network operators were required to maintain the existing redundant submarine cable links within Ghana, and in addition to connect to a submarine cable provider in the sub-region that is currently not landing in Ghana. For platform resilience, we revised the satellite licensing framework last year to allow for the provision of internet service from low Earth orbit satellites that are currently available. With the establishment of other regulatory bodies like the National IT Agency, NITA, Cybersecurity Authority, CSA, and the Data Protection Commission, DPC, the NCA has been focusing, we used to be the main regulator for the whole space, and they've been chopping off our... So yes, now we are focused on internet connectivity issues, whilst collaborating with our sister regulators. Under the leadership of the Honorable Samona George, the Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovations, whom you will hear from very soon later today. We are working on improving quality of service, expanding access to unserved and underserved areas, bridging the usage gap to drive scale and to reduce the cost of internet data services systematically. I'm confident that all of you distinguished experts from network operators in the continent will share your experiences and the various strategies that you have deployed or are considering to address some of the issues we are working on here. We hope to learn from each other and chart a way forward to ensure no African citizen is without internet access. We must work towards getting all our citizens to leverage on emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence and blockchain technology to transform the various aspects of our socio-economic life. Like Professor Queno likes to say, let's win together. Distinguished guests, on this note, I extend the goodwill of the NCA to all participants. May this summit be a space for bold thinking, meaningful networking, and impactful outcomes. May it strengthen our shared resolve to build an Africa where the internet is not only accessible, but also affordable, secure, and transformative for all. I thank you, and I wish you fruitful deliberations at AIS 2025. Thank you very much.
Another round of applause for him, even as he leaves the room. Thank you. So we will go ahead with our goodwill messages. We will be receiving goodwill messages from practically all over the world. I would like to invite on stage Mr. Adewale to come give the goodwill message from Afrenic. Thank you.
Okay, so good afternoon, Ghana. The faces I see here, put a lot of reality of how much work is ahead of us to do. However, let me just go through my speech. Once again, good afternoon. Professor Nick Queno, the AF-STAR convener, and all the sponsors of AIS 2025, distinguished guests, colleagues, and friends. It is my great honor to welcome you all to the African Internet Summit here in Ghana. I extend warm greetings to every one of you, our community members, technical experts, policymakers, business leaders, and partners who have traveled from across the continent and beyond to be here. Allow me to begin by thanking our gracious host and the organizing committee for making this gathering possible. The African Internet Summit has always been more than just an event. It is the beating heart of our continent's internet community. It is here that we come together to share knowledge, debate policies, build network of trust, and chart the course of Africa's digital future. I'm pleased to be here today and to address the African Internet Summit 2025 audience, not only as a member of this community, but as one of the directors of the newly elected Afrinic board in September 2025. This year's summit carries a special meaning. We are marking 2 milestones that reflect the progress of Africa's internet journey. Afrinic is celebrating its 20th anniversary, and our host country, Ghana, is celebrating 30 years since it's first connected to the internet. These anniversaries remind us of how far we have come. Together, these journeys tell a powerful story of resilience, determination, and steady growth of Africa's digital landscape. At the center of vision stands Afrinic, our regional internet registry. Afrinic's mandate is essential to Africa's digital growth. Without a strong and stable registry, the networks and services that connect our people and our communities cannot flourish. Despite these challenges of recent years, one truth remains constant. Afrinic belongs to its members, and its strength lies in the unity and participation of this community. At this point, please join me again to recognize the contribution of Afrinic staff who have continued their work despite difficult situations. They have faced Afrinic over the years with determination, and also to appreciate all stakeholders who have continued to stand fast in support of Afrinic. Just recently, Afrinic held election for a new board of directors. This was a very crucial milestone in renewing the governance structures that underpin the organization. I extend my sincere thanks to all candidates who stood for election, to those who volunteered their time and expertise, and to the members who not only participated in the process but rallied others when fatigue may have been setting in. This act of governance renewal demonstrates the resilience of our community. It signals that even in turbulent times, we remain committed to the principles of openness, transparency, and accountability. Of course, we must speak plainly about the realities before us. Afrinic continues to face significant challenges. Old legal disputes are progressing slowly, and new cases post-election have been filed in the Mauritian courts. These matters have tested the patience of our community and strained Afrinic's ability to operate at full strength. We must acknowledge this candidly. The uncertainty has not been helpful at all. It has affected operations, delayed initiatives, and created concerns amongst members and partners. But we cannot, and we will not, allow any of these difficulties to define us. What I can assure you is this: we, the leadership you have mandated, are united with the membership in our determination to resolve the issues that we faced and that have faced us over the past few years. Our priorities are clear: continuity of service, ensuring that core registry functions remain stable, reliable, and secure. Operational stability, strengthening the organization's capacity to serve its members effectively. Transparency and accountability, deepening the trust between Afrinic and its community. community engagement, listening, learning, and working together to align our actions with the priorities of members. These commitments are not just words. They are the foundation upon which AFRINIC must rebuild and thrive. Colleagues, the road ahead will not be without obstacles, but we must see this movement as an opportunity for renewal. Out of challenges can come strength. Out of division can come unity. And out of crisis can come reform and resilience. The African Internet community has always been resourceful, innovative, and forward-looking. Together, we must ensure that AFRINIC emerges from this period stronger, more stable, and more inclusive. Let us be clear. The success of AFRINIC is not the responsibility of one board, one staff, or one group. It is a shared responsibility, one that belongs to all of us who care about the future of the internet in Africa. Together, we have the opportunity not only to resolve the issues at hand, but to build an AFRINIC that is worthy of this community and capable of driving Africa's digital future. Throughout the African Internet Summit, I encourage you to participate actively in discussions, challenge ideas, which is our normal way of doing things, share your expertise, and contribute to shaping the policies and practices that will guide us forward. In closing, let me again thank our hosts, the organizers, and each of you for your commitment to Africa's digital development. We wish every success to AFRINIC, to AI's 2025, as it continues to be a platform to dialogue, knowledge sharing, and collaboration. Now, be rest assured that we, AFRINIC, will be back next year as one of the frontline actors in full mode, in fact, in 3D, as it has always been for AIS and for AFSTAR. The board of directors will further communicate on its mission with more details in the near future. We ask for your patience and rest assured that we are working towards the goal. Thank you, and I wish you a very productive and inspiring AIS 2025.
Okay. Next up is Dr. Amdeep Gill, the UN Under-Secretary General. His speech will be read for him online by Mr. Filippo Perozzi. Now, the UN Secretary Envoy on technology focuses on issues related to technology and its impact, including and ensuring that scientific and technological advances are used for good and that governments implement appropriate rules to guide their development and use. His Excellency has been supportive of AIS since his appointment in May 22. If the team is ready, we can replay the video. Okay. There, as they sort out the technical difficulty, we will go to the next video. The next video comes from Dr. Vint Cerf, the internet pioneer. Now, Dr. Vint Cerf is an internet pioneer, a co-designer of internet architecture, and is widely considered the father of the internet. He's a longtime participant and leader in the UN Internet Governance Forum, that is the IGF. He chairs the IGF's leadership panel. Mr. Vint is was instrumental in developing consensus to build Afrinic in the year 2000. Are we ready with this? Okay.
And Chief Internet Evangelist at Google. And I want to thank my good friend Nii Quainer for inviting me to say a few words at the Africa. Hello, my name is Vince Cerf. I'm Vice President and Chief Internet Evangelist at Google. And I want to thank my good friend Nii Quainer for inviting me to say a few words at the Africa Internet Summit here in 2025. I wish I could be there with you. It's been a while since I've been in Ghana. But since I can't be there in person, you'll have to put up with virtual event. I'm very, very glad to know that there is a summit and that you'll be discussing the importance and value of having a functioning, affordable, and reliable internet across the continent. I've been spending a lot of time in the Internet Governance Forum. As you know, there was a meeting in Oslo in June, and the World Summit on the Information Society is having its 20th year review this year, as I'm sure many of you also know. And the further and continued operation of the IGF will be the subject of part of the WSIS Plus 20 review, among many other topics that need to be considered. AFNOG is a very important part of the operation of the internet in Africa. And I look to all of you to do as much as you possibly can to assure that internet is available and meaningfully useful to everyone who has access to it. There's a great deal to be done there. Internet doesn't work without electricity, for example, and so having ample and reliable electrical power is certainly part of the story. Of course, connectivity is another important part. Internet exchange points can often be critical places where multiple operators of internet services can meet and interconnect in an efficient way. So looking for IXPs in critical places, I think, is also an important part of the agenda. I also realize that in order to have internet running reliably, we need engineers that are trained to build and operate pieces of it and find ways to interconnect. That means that the academic community and the research and education networks in Africa have a lot to contribute. A continuing stream of qualified engineers who are ready to take their place in internet operation is also going to be vital, to say nothing of increasing the wireless access to the network for convenience and reliability, whether that means 4G or 5G or someday 6G or Wi-Fi or both, and maybe even low Earth orbiting satellites in addition to everything else, plus subsea cables, plus land-based cables and optical fiber networking. All of these ingredients are an important part of making the internet useful. So I look to you and the Africa Internet Summit for outlining steps that still need to be taken to assure that the infrastructure, physical infrastructure, and the institutional infrastructure of internet in Africa is solid and secure and sustainable. So I'm looking forward to hearing the results of AIS, the Africa Internet Summit. And in the meantime, I'll look forward to meeting some of you on the net.
general of the
尊敬的
economic development and bridging the digital divide. The WIC, that is the World Internet Conference, supports AIS and internet development in Africa. If you are ready, let's play the video.
尊敬的各位部长阁下、女士们、先生们、朋友们，大家下午好。很荣幸代表世界互联网大会参加本届非洲互联网峰会，并对峰会的开幕表示热烈的祝贺。今天，来自非洲大陆及世界各地的政府、国际组织、企业高级别代表和专家学者们齐聚一堂，围绕建设韧性互联网生态、助力创新型的数字非洲这一主题展开深入讨论，正当其时，意义重大。世界互联网大会国际组织起源于2014年乌镇峰会，经过8年发展，于2022年正式转型为国际组织。我们以携手构建网络空间命运共同体为宗旨使命，致力于推动全球互联网发展治理体系的共建、共治、共享，搭建了政、产、学、研多方交流合作的重要桥梁。随着新一轮科技革命和产业变革的兴起和演化，数字发展已经成为推进现代化进程的重要动力。数字非洲是全球发展的重要引擎，推动数字发展有助于实现包容性增长和可持续发展。特别是在当下的非洲大陆，数字化浪潮正以前所未有的速度席卷城乡，推动电子商务、远程教育、智慧医疗、数字金融等新业态蓬勃发展。无论是在繁华的都市，还是在广袤的草原与偏僻的乡村，互联网都正在改变生活，创造机会，连接未来。然而，创新变革需要有人性的互联网生态作为基础。人性意味着能够在各种外部的冲击中保持核心的功能，快速恢复并实现境界适应，从而持续支持社会与经济运转的能力。它关乎技术架构的稳固，更关乎治理体系的开放包容，资源配置的高效公平。非洲正在成为全球数字化增长的最具潜力的地区之一。过去15年里，非洲的互联网普及率从不足10%跃升至40%。但我们同样看到，数字鸿沟、网络安全、跨境互联、技术人才培养等方面的挑战依然存在。这些挑战并非阻力，而是推动我们深化合作、共建、共治的 动力源泉。在这里，我想分享3点思考。第一，加速推动数字基础设施建设。数字基础设施建设是网络人性的基础。我们呼吁各国政府、私营部门与国际伙伴携手，推动可负担、高速、开放、安全的数字基础设施建设，加速推进光纤网络、5G 基站、数据中心等基础设施项目，推动海底光缆与陆地骨干网的互联互通，保障网络的广覆盖、高速度与低延迟。今年6月，世界互联网大会在北京召开全球数字基础设施建设现状、机遇与挑战研讨会，汇集各方专家进行了深入研讨，并发起了促进全球数字基础设施建设、弥合数字鸿沟国际合作优秀案例征集活动，遴选在数字基建领域具有示范效应、创新价值与推广意义的国际合作案例，共同构建全球数字基础设施建设的实践经验共享平台。第二，培育本土化创新生态。韧性不仅来自硬件，更来自于创新能力的内生增长。要支持本地初创企业和中小企业，推动本土化的应用开发，鼓励青年在人工智能、大数据、物联网等领域勇敢探索，让非洲数字创新的成果深深扎根于非洲的文化土壤，服务于非洲的民生需求。世界互联网大会于2024年成立数字研修院，为全球特别是发展中国家政府、社会组织、企业管理层搭建互联网能力建设平台。目前已培训来自63个国家和地区的371名学员。未来我们将进一步加强与非洲的合作与交流，助力非洲互联网能力建设。第三，构建开放包容的数字治理体系。随着人工智能技术迅猛发展，日益扩大的数字鸿沟和智能鸿沟正成为影响全球社会公平与包容发展的关键因素。各方应坚持发展和安全并重原则，加强多边协调与合作，以普惠包容的人工智能发展和治理共同应对技术变革带来的挑战，不断弥合智能鸿沟、数字鸿沟。全球南方国家要积极参与全球人工智能发展和治理进程，贡献南方智慧，发出南方声音。今年6月，我们在挪威联合国互联网治理论坛期间，举办了弥合数字鸿沟、聚焦全球南方公开论坛，呼吁各方加强能力建设，创新治理机制，深化全球协作，共同建设一个真正包容且公平的未来，不让任何人掉队。世界互联网大会作为一个国际交流合作平台，始终致力于促进全球互联网发展与治理，推动各方普惠合作，共享信息革命发展机遇。我们期待与非洲各国、地区组织及产业伙伴一道，以对话交流促进网络事业共同发展，以务实合作促进数字领域互利共赢，把数字化的红利转化为可持续发展的成果。今年11月上旬，我们将在中国浙江召开2025年世界互联网大会乌镇峰会，诚挚邀请大家共赴水乡乌镇，共享峰会盛举。女士们、先生们、朋友们， 当今世界变乱交织，百年变局加速演进，如何解决发展赤字，破解安全困境，加强文明互鉴，是我们共同面临的时代课题。正如非洲演义所说，独行快，众行远。让我们携手同行，汇聚智慧与力量，共同建设人性的互联网生态，赋能创新型的数字非洲，推动网络空间命运共同体迈向新阶段。在此，我预祝本次峰会圆满成功。谢谢大家。
Thank you. Up next, we have Dr. Avinash Ramtuhul, the Minister of Information Technology, Communications and Innovation in Mauritius. Now, Mauritius is one of the most advanced digital economy in Africa and home for Afrinic, AFTLD, Registry Africa, among others. Mauritius was the last host for the AIS 2024. Whenever we are ready, we can play the video.
Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is a privilege for me, as Minister for Information Technology, Communication and Innovation of Mauritius, to join you at the African Internet Summit 2025. This gathering is more than a technical forum. It is a community of visionaries shaping Africa's digital destiny. Connectivity is the backbone of our collective progress. Africa has made significant strides, yet millions remain unconnected. For small island developing states like Mauritius, reliable, affordable, and resilient connectivity is not just a luxury. It is our lifetime to opportunity, innovation, and inclusion. This is why we must continue investing in submarine cables, fiber to the home, 5G, and cross-border digital infrastructure to bridge the last mile of connectivity for all Africans. We cannot discuss connectivity without addressing the future of Afrinic. As Africa's regional internet registry, Afrinic is a shared asset of all our nations. It must remain neutral, transparent, and effective in allocating internet resources. Over the past years, Afrinic has been mired in legal, governance, and institutional challenges. Its proper functioning is foundational to connectivity, service deployment, network planning, and trust in the digital infrastructure of every African nation. Africa must retain control over its internet infrastructure and resources. Mauritius will continue to act with integrity, not as a controlling authority, but as a guardian of neutrality, stability, and trust. We call on all African governments, the African Union, Smart Africa, ICANN, and the internet community to work with us in rebuilding Africa's legitimacy and defending our continent's digital sovereignty. We have put all efforts to return to Afrinic the integrity it deserves in Mauritius. Excellencies, digital growth without trust is fragile. This is why our Digital Transformation Blueprint 2025-2029 places cybersecurity and resilience at the heart of every project. We are reviewing cybersecurity laws and will soon be establishing a National Cyber Resilience and Cybersecurity Agency, strengthening our Security Operations Center and building continental partnerships to combat cyber threats online harms, and misinformation. All these initiatives are underpinned by one principle: digital for all. The African digital space must remain open, inclusive, and empowering, built not only to consume technology, but to innovate and lead. This will allow all peoples of Africa to benefit from what the digital revolution has to offer. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for
Proceed with Madam Sanley then. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Please proceed.
Hello, I am Sally Wentworth, President and CEO of the Internet Society and the Internet Society Foundation. And it is my great honor to address you today at the opening of the Africa Internet Summit. Thank you to all the organizers and sponsors who have made this gathering possible. I'd particularly like to thank Professor Nick Kraynor and Nancy Otze for all of their leadership in creating this space for members of Africa's technical community
to come
to
together,
come together
at
at what is really the premier
event
event for the ICT industry in Africa.
I also offer my congratulations to the newly elected board members of AFRINIC. Please know that you have the Internet Society's continued support as you develop the next steps for the organization. The Internet Society has been supportive of AFRINIC from its inception back in 2005 to today. We and our many chapters across Africa will continue to support AFRINIC and will work with all stakeholders to rebuild a strong community-based AFRINIC that can serve the region for decades to come. I wish I could be there with you in person, but I'm delighted to share this message with the innovators, builders, and champions of the Internet across Africa. You represent a community that has achieved something remarkable. You have fundamentally transformed how Africa connects to the world and to itself. Let me take you back 17 years. In 2007, if someone in Lagos wanted to send an email to someone in Accra, a distance of just under 500 kilometers, that email would travel thousands of kilometers to Europe or North America before returning back to West Africa. African internet traffic was taking a detour around the world to reach its neighbors. This was expensive, it was unreliable, and frankly, unacceptable. The technical community recognized this as one of the major barriers to Africa's digital development. But we also recognized something else, that the solution would not come from outside Africa. It would come from you, the internet technical community. Working together with local leaders and organizations, we collectively launched the African Peering and Interconnection Forum, AFPIF, in 2010. The goal was simple: to create a space where all stakeholders could come together to solve this fundamental connectivity challenge. 15 years later, and look what's been accomplished. AFPIF has become a major forum that brings together hundreds of network operators, policymakers, and technical experts. More importantly, it has enabled the establishment of a strong, organized community under AFIX that has taken complete ownership of this forum. The Internet Society will remain a strong supporter of AFPIF, but we are so pleased that the regional technical community has taken over the important role of managing the AFPIF event directly and taking it to new levels of excellence. This community-led transformation has changed Africa's internet landscape. Today, much more African traffic stays in Africa. African internet exchange points have multiplied across the continent. Connectivity is more affordable, more reliable, and more resilient. This success happened because the technical community, all of you, worked together to solve a challenge. You proved that when Africa's technical minds collaborate, remarkable things happen. And you've done this time and time again. Today, I want to honor 3 of those technical champions who've been fundamental to this transformation. First, Tara Kamel, who was just inducted to the Internet Hall of Fame this month. Tarek's vision and leadership in telecommunications and internet policy across Africa and the Middle East helped lay the foundation for the connected continent we see today. For my own organization, Tarek was one of our early members of the Internet Society Board of Trustees and was also the founding chair of Internet Society Egypt. And personally, I remember many dinners and conversations with Tarek as he mentored me in my own career as a policy advocate for the internet. Second, Pierre Ouedraogo, winner of the 2012 Jonathan B. Postel Service Award, who we lost in 2024. Pierre was a technical leader who dedicated his life to advancing internet development across Africa. His work with Afrinic and countless other organizations helped to build the technical infrastructure that connects us today. Pierre understood that the internet's power lies in its ability to bring people together, and he spent his career making that vision a reality across Africa. Third, Dr. Boubacar Berry, former CEO of the West and Central African Research and Education Network, who passed away in September of 2024. Boubacar was instrumental in advancing research and education networking across West and Central Africa, and his legacy lives on in the connections that enable universities, researchers across the region to collaborate and innovate. These 3 leaders exemplify the spirit that has driven Africa's internet development: visionary, collaborative, and deeply committed to ensuring that the internet serves everyone. The Internet Society has been proud to support Africa's internet development for over 2 decades. Since 2019 alone, we have invested in projects across more than 30 African countries. We have helped establish community networks in rural areas, supported the creation of internet exchange points, trained thousands of technical professionals, and funded initiatives that have connected millions of people. Through the Internet Society Foundation, we have granted over 550 awards totaling over almost $17 million across African countries since 2020. From supporting women in tech initiatives in Kenya to funding rural connectivity projects in Senegal, from cybersecurity training programs in Nigeria to digital skills development in Ghana, our work spans the continent. But here's what I want you to understand. Every dollar we've invested, every project we've supported, every person we've trained has been successful because of all of you, the African internet technical community. You are the ones who took those resources and turned them into real change. You are the ones who built the networks, trained the next generation, and solved the problems. It has always been the vision of the Internet Society that local technical communities are the key to internet growth, innovation, and sustainability. This is what the Africa Internet Summit represents. Now, I know that the past few years have been challenging for Africa's technical community. Many of you have faced difficulties that have tested your resolve and strained your collaborative spirit. Some of you may be feeling discouraged or wondering whether the community that has achieved so much can be rebuilt. But the lessons learned from the past few years can help you build an even stronger and more resilient technical community. The technical community that transformed Africa's internet connectivity 17 years ago is gathering at this summit today. Some of you have been part of this community for a very long time, and some of you represent the new generation that will carry this vision forward. The same innovative spirit that built AFPIF and countless other initiatives lives on in each of you who are participating here today. The same collaborative approach that solved the peering challenges can help solve the challenges you face today. Just look at what you've accomplished together. You've increased internet penetration across Africa from less than 10% in 2010 to over 38% today. You've established more than 70 internet exchange points across the continent. You have built a thriving ecosystem of technical organizations, training programs, and collaborative initiatives. I'm struck by what Nee said about the AFSTAR community and the way in which the multi-stakeholder technical community is coming together. And you've produced world-class technical leaders who are recognized globally for their contributions. This is your legacy. This is the foundation of Africa's digital future, and this is what you can build upon. Africa's 1.5 billion people deserve the full benefits of internet connectivity. The continent's young, dynamic population is poised to drive the next wave of digital innovation, but only if the technical infrastructure and community support continue to grow. This African Internet Summit represents more than just another technical conference. It represents an opportunity to rebuild, reconnect, and recommit to the collaborative spirit that has driven Africa's internet development. So I encourage you to use the week to reconnect with colleagues you may have lost touch with, share your expertise with the next generation of technical leaders, identify new opportunities for collaboration, commit to supporting community-driven initiatives, and maybe most importantly, remember why you fell in love with building the internet in the first place. The technical community that successfully transformed Africa's internet peering landscape can overcome any challenge. The innovators who built the thriving internet exchange points can build thriving collaborative relationships. The leaders who connected a continent can reconnect a community. Our vision at the Internet Society remains unchanged. The internet is for everyone. In Africa, this vision is becoming a reality through your work. But we know that there's much more to do. There are still communities to develop, to connect, skills to develop, and innovations to unleash. The world needs a strong, united African technical community. The internet needs your continued leadership. And Africa's 1.5 billion people need you to work together to ensure that the digital future includes everyone. And you've done it before. The success of the African Internet Summit, the transformation of Africa's internet landscape, the countless lives changed through connectivity. This is your proof that when Africa's technical community works together, extraordinary things happen. And so you can do it again. We can do it again. So thank you for your past achievements, for your current dedication, and your future commitment to ensuring that the internet truly is for everyone in Africa and beyond. Let's build together, let's innovate together, and let's ensure that Africa's next chapter in internet development is even more remarkable than the last. Thank you.
Today, although virtually. It's a great privilege to join you at African Internet Summit. For more than a decade, the AIS has brought Africa's internet community together to learn, to debate, and to build. ICANN has been proud to participate since the beginning, not only as a sponsor, but as a partner. And we applaud the hosts and organizers who have sustained this forum, and with special thanks to Dr. Nee Quainer and AFNOG for stepping forward to keep AIS strong when it mattered most. The leadership ensures that this summit continues to serve the African internet community, and for that we are very grateful. The theme of this year's summit speaks directly to ICANN's role, a resilient internet ecosystem for an innovative digital Africa. Resilience does not come from a single institution. It comes from collaboration. It is built by the willingness of technical experts, operators, governments, businesses, and civil society working together to solve problems. This is the multi-stakeholder model in practice, and AIS is a proof of its value. ICANN supports that collaboration. Our mission is simple: to ensure the stable and secure operation of the Internet's unique identifier systems. That mission depends on trust, and trust depends on coordination, not control. ICANN's investment in Africa is long-standing. Our first Africa strategy was drafted in 2012 by the Africa Strategy Working Group and then adopted by the community in 2013 at the MIGWorks meeting in Addis Ababa. Since then, each strategy cycle has reflected the inputs and priorities of the African community. Building on this foundation, we launched the Coalition for Digital Africa in December 2022. The coalition brings together partners from across the continent to lead capacity development projects. Already, it is training DNS operators, helping to expand root server instances, and advancing work on universal acceptance and internationalized domain names. These initiatives strengthen the infrastructure and skills where they are needed the most and showcase how African expertise drive global progress. In July 2025, we launched the Africa Regional Strategy for 2026 to 2030. This new strategy was shaped through broad regional consultation with stakeholders across the region, and it sets clear priorities for building technical capacity, strengthening security, and ensuring that African voices are heard in global internet governance. Together, the coalition and strategy form complementary frameworks for cooperation. They are not top-down solutions. They create opportunities for African stakeholders to shape the internet's future in their region and through that in the world. Like all of ICANN's regional strategies, the Africa Regional Strategy aligns with our overarching strategic plan. It connects global priorities, stability, security, and resilience of the internet's unique identifier systems with the realities and opportunities of this region. This ensures that Africa's growth directly contributes to the strength of the single interoperable internet we all depend upon. We must also address Afrinic. The regional registry has faced serious challenges over the past 4 years. ICANN, along with others, has provided support to help restore stability and good governance. With a new board in place, this is the time to rebuild confidence. A revitalized Afrinic will serve the needs of Africa and the Indian Ocean and strengthen the global internet ecosystem. Stable regional institutions are as critical as stable technical systems. Both are necessary for a secure and trusted internet. My message really is simple. Africa is one of the fastest growing regions of the internet. Every effort to strengthen networks, expand access, and improve governance benefits your communities and the internet as a whole. ICANN will continue to work with you. We will continue to stand for collaboration across borders and across sectors. And we will continue to demonstrate that coordination, not control, keeps the internet stable, secure, and open to all. Thank you, and I wish you a successful and productive summit.
Thank you. So we are doing well. We are moving into goodwill messages from our connectivity providers. I would like to welcome Mr. John Akapko from Main One to address us. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Can we cue the presentation, please? I'm sorry about that. Planned a short presentation. I understand it already, so I'll just run through it as a speech. I wish myself well. So, Main One, as a connectivity provider, has been contributing to the last 30 years. We started off majorly as a connectivity provider in 2010, with landing within, starting from Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, and then also Nigeria. We had extensions into the landlocked areas and then also connection to Senegal. But basically what we try to do is that we have different interconnections that ensure that we have very low latencies and improved performance to our users. On the data center side of things, I mean, a while back, if you were to define what the internet would be, someone would say it's an interconnection of subsea cables. But today, based on the data and platforms that we always have to access, definitely there's that part of data that also needs to be hosted somewhere else. And that is where data centers come in. So today, you cannot really define the internet without mentioning data centers. So Main One embarked on a journey from 2015 by establishing data centers in the region. Specifically, in 2021, we launched what we have as the Equinix AC1 IBX in Ghana. It's a highly certified data center with all the ISO certifications and security certifications to ensure that the services are delivered up to international standards for our clients. By virtue of our acquisition in 2022 by Equinix, which is the world's leading digital infrastructure company, we now have interconnection to the rest of the world, basically. So we are interconnected to almost every major metro, as we call it, through diverse connections, fabric interconnections. And we have over 270, almost 270 plus data centers around the world within 73 metros. So what we do actually works towards shortening the path for bandless connectivity anywhere in the world. If I were to break this statement into three sections, shortening the path, what we do by having local data domiciliation possibility shortens the path. You'll be able to host your information locally. You'll also be able to have very low latencies. Bandless connectivity will take us to where we are able to interconnect you with all the major players. I mean, now everything sits in the cloud. So with all the interconnections that we have, both in country and then outside, we're able to allow you to be able to achieve that. And then anywhere in the world is what we do with our forward-looking data centers that are built AI-ready and then also have present major metros around the world. We've been able to establish a very local hosted cloud infrastructure, which is based on the Azure Stack, which mirrors exactly the Microsoft Azure Stack implementation. And that allows you to be able to host your data in country where you may have like data domiciliation requirements or any other local requirement for you to host your infrastructure. And with this, we've been able to deploy solutions for customers in country. We also have been able to put together a solution that would allow you to be able to host your own dedicated infrastructure in partnership with VMware. This would have been the point where I would have shown the use cases that we've done for partners around the world, local partners from different industries, from banking to payment card system providers, universities, and global players and the likes. I mean, we work with all the major players to be able to ensure that meet their business goals, both and then also impact on the society. Thank you. Myself and my team will be available if you want to talk more about this. We'll be glad to help. Thank you.
Okay. Our next speaking will be from Afriband. Where is Mr. Kwado? Mr. Kwado? Okay. I will give us a break. A short break as we wait for our chief guest. He said he'll be here by 4 for the opening ceremony. So I'll give us a short break, maybe take 15 minutes, and then we are back. Thank you. Please hold on. I'm informed that I had missed something. We have online we have on site Mr. Larry Lati. He is the special envoy for the Alliance of the Sahel of States, AES. Kindly come. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am not Larry Lati. I am representing him. He is engaged in some national assignment and hence cannot join you this afternoon. So I will read his speech. Distinguished delegates, tech innovators, and champions of Africa's digital future. Welcome to Accra, the capital city of Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana. Today we gather not just as representatives of our various states, but as architects of Africa's technological ambitions and digital destiny at a time that Africa stands at a technological crossroad. While the world continues to debate the governance and regulation of artificial intelligence, the implications of Web3 technologies, global internet and digital sovereignty, quantum computers and cybersecurity, among others, Africa cannot afford to be passive consumers of the technological innovation. We have no choice but to contribute as active creators of our own digital future. It is in this vein that I wish to congratulate AFNOG and its leaders for its resilience, versatility, and commitment that have culminated in this Africa Internet Summit 2025 here in Accra. Congratulations for your unrelenting efforts. Africa is a continent teeming with useful energy and untapped potential, boasting the world's youngest population with more than 60% of the continent's population under the age of 25. this burgeoning youth population is projected to grow even further, as Africa's population is expected to reach 2.5 billion by 2050 and up to 1.4 billion today. And notably, by 2035, there will be more young Africans entering the workforce each year than the rest of the world combined. The theme of your summit, a resilient internet ecosystem for an innovative digital Africa, speaks volumes on what is desirable. I have learned with great pleasure the active participation of delegates from the Alliance of Sahelian States and welcome them all to Accra. As His Excellency the President's Special Envoy to the Alliance of Sahelian States, my office has been working to strengthen the relationship between Ghana and the member states of the AES with a focus on promoting security, peace, and development. The historical foundations of our relations with the AES countries are deeply rooted, extending back even before our independence. It is this enduring relationship that enables the AES nationals to integrate seamlessly into our society, where they go about their lawful business activities and make vital contributions to our economic prosperity. Recognizing that our interests and destinies are inextricably linked, we are dedicated to fostering peace and security throughout the region. This state of affairs is a prerequisite for our primary objective, dedicating all our efforts to enhancing the welfare of our people. Communication technology is now indispensable to both national security and economic development. Given our region's vast geography and dispersed populations, a Pan-African approach to building our communication and computing infrastructure is necessary to lower costs and increase efficiency. This gathering of technical professionals is an example of how we harness our collective expertise to develop the skills which is crucial to strengthen our networks and ensure cybersecurity. We also recognize that as a coastal state, we have an obligation under the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea to the landlocked states of the AES who are geographically disadvantaged. My office is developing strategies to enhance access to the undersea cable infrastructure for the AES to fully capitalize on it in accessing the global market and other benefits. And we'll be counting on AFNOG to assist in this direction. The resilience of the internet is dependent on readily available power. The emergence of new technologies, which require significant power for high-performance computing in fields like big data analysis and artificial intelligence, makes the need for adequate power a must. To mitigate the effects of this potential barrier, my office is working with relevant agencies towards making more power available to the AES states. I understand that a major outcome of this gathering is the reintegration of AFRINIC, the NAMA registry, into the AIS community. I'm happy that as a regional internet registry, it will continue championing African interests and perspectives in developing policies and technical standards to make the internet readily accessible across the length and breadth of this continent. Thank you, and I wish you fruitful deliberations.
Okay. AfriBand. Then we can go for that break.
Allow me to catch my breath. I'll step out briefly. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Africa Internet Summit. On behalf of all of us at Afriban Telecommunications Network, we're excited to have you here as we gather on this theme, a resilient ecosystem for an innovative digital Africa. At Afriban, we are passionate about playing our part in that story, whether it's building stronger networks, connecting businesses, or helping communities unlock digital opportunities. Our focus is always on driving growth through connectivity. Thank you for being here. Let's make AIS 25 an aspiring experience for everyone. Thank you.
Okay, we take that break for us to be back in the next 10 minutes. Thank you.
Oh, no.